Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Mikey back here, and today we're going to be recapping the Hawks-Hornets game from last night. The Hawks lose this game 106-116, and this was a really important game. It wasn't a bad loss in terms of just the game and playing wise from the Hawks, but it was a bad loss in terms of seedings and teams. The Hawks now sit in 10th place in the standings, and now it's definitely going to be a challenge for the Hawks. To try and get up and above the play-in. They now sit a half game behind the Hornets with the Brooklyn Nets in the 8th seed by 1.5 games over that. And the Toronto Raptors sit in the 7th seed with a 5-game advantage over the Hawks. So really right now it's all about 10 through 8. The 7th seed is looking really hard for the Hawks to go out and get. So we're definitely going to need to keep our eyes on the 8th seed for sure, but hopefully the Hawks can pull something together from this and reach a higher seed in the play-in. For this game, the Hawks really just gave it away in the end. They were in this game. It was a tight game throughout. Trae Young was really taken out of the game from the beginning. He was double teamed at half court. He was trapped. They tried to minimize his effect throughout the entire game. And credit to the Hornets, they did that with a scoring 9 points. But Trae did drop 15 assists, so he definitely was crushing it with his passing. But unfortunately, the Hawks in the first half looked great. They were really patrolling the paint really well. Clint Capella was dominating with a double-double in the first half. So it really was good for the Hawks in the first half. But in the second half, the Hornets packed the paint. Credit James Borrego for making some good adjustments. And the Hawks had some wide-open threes in the fourth quarter, but we just couldn't hit a lot of them. Bogey, especially right now, is just slumping, shooting the basketball. Kevin HUerter and DeAndre Hunter have been playing a lot better recently, so that's great. But with those guys playing better, HUerter and Hunter, Bogey has regressed with his shooting. And that's the only thing. He's getting all the wide-open shots in the world he needs. He's still passing very well and showing improvement in that area. But just his shooting right now isn't there. And when he's not doing that and not playing great defense, it's really tough to have him out there and see him on the floor. Danilo Gallinari got hurt in the middle of this game with a bicep contusion. He was not able to return. And Trae Young was also questionable to return, but eventually did return in this game after being, I believe it was hip checked by Kelly Oubre. But other than that, it wasn't a bad game by the Hawks at any means, but the Hornets were able to pull away in the fourth quarter late with running 5 out and running pick and pops with specifically P.J. Washington. He really played a part in their spread away win in the fourth quarter with putting up 9 points, I believe. It was in the fourth quarter, 9 of his 16 points. So definitely huge from P.J. Washington. And Miles Bridges and Lamelo Ball didn't really go off. Lamelo had 22, 11, and 8, so definitely a great game from Lamelo. But his impact really wasn't felt until the second half of the game. And Bridges, who's destroyed us in the past, didn't really have too great of a game. So the Hawks definitely had a chance to win this one. But another guy who really impacted the Hawks was Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl Harrell off the bench was really, really active. 20.6 rebounds for Montrezl in just 20 minutes. And he was really active, gobbling up offensive rebounds, putbacks, and most of them were on dunks. So Hawks definitely have to do a better job in the second unit specifically of boxing out and limiting these really high-energy players off the bench because it really often hurts them a lot. Terry Rozier and the rest of the Hornets starters, they all scored in double digits. Plumlee wasn't that great, but did have a double-double with 10 points and 12 assists. 12 points, 10 rebounds. But other than that, it was really the Hornet starters and Montrezl Harrell who killed us. And then for the Hawks, Danilo Gallinari and Trae Young both didn't have great games, although Trae Young with 15 assists. Hunter was crazy from 3. He was 4 for 4 from 3s in the first half, and then didn't hit one after that in the second half. HUerter had 16 points, Capella had 17, and then Okongwu had 14, and Bogdanovic had 12 off the bench. But not as balanced scoring as the Hornets did, and that's, I think, what cost us the game for sure, as well as our 3-point percentage. But overall, not a bad loss for the Hawks, but definitely a badly timed loss, and to an opponent that we should have beaten, judging the circumstances. So moving on to the more specifics, Danilo Gallinari only played 14 minutes before he injured. He got 5 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. DeAndre Hunter been playing great, like I said recently. 37 minutes, 21 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Capella dominated this game completely. 15 rebounds, 17 points with 1 steal and 1 assist. And he could have definitely made more of his layups and dunks. 7 of 14 from the field for a non-shooting center is not what you like to see. But credit to Clint, he made 3 of his free throws there. Trae Young in 38 minutes went 3 of 12 from the field, 0 of 6 from 3, only for 9 points, 6 turnovers, 15 assists, 3 steals, and 3 rebounds. Trae Young was playing with effort on defense, but was late on a couple key rotations in the pick and pop in the fourth quarter that unfortunately ended up wide open threes for PJ Washington. So Trae definitely could have a better game, and I expect him to have a better game next time out. We'll see if he plays. I think Nate McMillan said he does expect him to play, and Gallinari will be a game-time decision. As of right now, they're both questionable, so we'll see if they play tomorrow night against the Grizzlies, which is a game I'm going to, by the way. Kevin HUerter in 36 minutes, 16 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, 7 rebounds. Definitely the guards have been helping a bit more on the rebounds, which is a good thing. It's what you like to see. Clint Capella can't gobble up every board, and especially now with John Collins out indefinitely, we're going to need Clint Capella as well as everybody crashing the boards, because if the Hawks team gets out-rebounded, the way we play defense is going to lead to more possessions for the other team. That's not a recipe for winning. So definitely the guards need to help out now more than ever. Okongwu in 17 minutes, 14 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. Did pretty well as a box scorer, but overall let Montrezl kind of dominate this game. Okongwu really did have a good game, though, on the offensive end. He had a nasty poster dunk on Kelly Oubre, which should have been an and one. It was a throwdown of powerful force, so highly recommend you go check out that highlight. Lou Williams in 11 minutes with 7 points, so a good little stretch there from Lou Williams to keep us in the game late in the fourth quarter. But Nate McMillan took him out, and he was riding the hot hand, but he didn't leave him in. So maybe a bit of a mistake on Nate McMillan's part right there. Bogdan Bogdanovic in 32 minutes, 5 of 16 from the field, only 2 of 8 from 3, 12 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. So really not a good game for Bogey. His shooting is not there right now. So we'll see what happens with Bogey, but unfortunately it's not looking good right now. DeLon Wright, 14 minutes, didn't do anything, and TLC got minutes with Gallo and John Collins out in 10 minutes, had 5 points and 1 rebound. I expect you'll see more TLC minutes and even Kevin Knox sometimes too in the next few games if Gallo misses time, and of course John Collins is out as well. PJ Washington in 26 minutes for the Hornets, 16 points, 3 steals, 1 block, 3 assists. Really caught on in the fourth quarter to have a great game. Miles Bridges in 33 minutes, 18 points, 2 blocks, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 6 of 13 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. So a good, decent game from Miles Bridges there. Mason Plumlee in 22 minutes, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. Didn't have a great game. Kind of let Clint Capella dominate the paint a little bit more than he probably wanted to, but still had a solid game nonetheless. Lamelo Ball in 36 minutes, great game. 22 points, 1 steal, 1 block, 8 rebounds, and 11 assists. 5 of 10 from 3 and 7 of 16 from the field goal. His three-point shooting really has impressed me. From the first year he came into the league, a lot of people said that was maybe a question, but really his three-point shooting has been great, and his motor has been great too. So he looks poised to be a great player in this league for a long time. Terry Rozier in 35 minutes also generated 18 points, 3 steals, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds with 8 of 17 from the field and 2 of 8 from 3. So not a great shooting night from Rozier, but still had 18 points nonetheless. Jalen McDaniels in 14 minutes, 2 points, 1 block, 1 rebound. Caleb Martin in 26 minutes, 0 points, 2 blocks, 2 assists. And then we move on here to Kelly Oubre. Oubre's normally hurt the Hawks in the past. And Cody Martin, my bad. Cody Martin with 0 points, 2 blocks, and 2 assists. But Oubre in the past, he played 19 minutes today. He hasn't really, he's really hurt the Hawks in the past, but he wasn't able to really do that well against the Hawks tonight. Montrezl Harrell, already mentioned him before a lot. 20 minutes, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 7 of 9 from the field, 6 of 7 from the free throws. Definitely an energy player. Got so many putback dunks and and-ones. Hawks need to really do a better job backing out. And Isaiah Thomas, good to see him back in the league. He went for 2 points as well and added 2 assists. But other than that, that's going to be the recap for this game. I'm actually writing some articles for Hawks Fan TV. If you look at their page on Twitter, so on the days where I'm not doing a recap, I'm most likely video recap. I'm most likely writing an article for Hawks Fan TV, so the recap will be over there. And make sure to check those guys out. They provide awesome content on Twitter as well, and on their website, hawksfantv.com. So make sure you go check that out. But a recap of some sorts will definitely come out for the Grizzlies game, and I'll be again in attendance for tomorrow's game. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully the Hawks can pick up a win, even though Trae Young and Gallo are questionable. John Morant versus Trae Young. Hopefully Trae Young can play and is healthy, because those two guys start him. So it's really going to be an interesting matchup. But thanks for listening and watching, everybody. Hope to see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.